I don't want to miss anything before we before we close out. Is there anything that I missed that you want to talk about?
I would hope that if someone does have a passion, not meant necessarily to open their own business, but just a passion. It could be painting, it could be golfing, it could be podcasts, whatever it is. Make sure you don't say, man, I wish I would have done that. Just, do it and figure out. And again, it took me 30 years to do this, so I can't say that it didn't take me a long time, but you got to ultimately pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And I use that phrase a lot, but you ultimately have to say, whether it's building a new house or whatever it is, do it. Put some plans together and do it. Don't be one of those, man, as you get older, I wish I shoulda, woulda, coulda. No. Figure it out. Or get somebody around you, get a mentor, get your advisory group or whatever it is around you that can help.
Yeah. I don't have a problem pulling the trigger on stuff.
Nope. I'm proud of you. We get along just fine.
That's right. Yeah, I opened the studio and I didn't know. I didn't have the money at first. I just had to go find it.
Figure it out.
Yeah, within 2 weeks.
You got to figure it out.
That's right. That's right. You have to pull the trigger. And sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't.
And if it doesn't, there are things that I'll do with Aunt Laurie's with our baskets, and I'll think, man, this is a really cool basket, and then nobody buys it. I'm like, well, I thought that was cool, but it doesn't matter what I think.
That's right.
So then you have to, you shift it around, but you just don't fold up shop. You just figure out, well, maybe something else would sell or something else. So, yeah.
So I guess really quick before we go, so like the way you market, I always like it. Like, of course, the branding, the purple is there everywhere. I have a meme I'm gonna send you, so it's funny. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
So the branding is everywhere, but like, how are you? Like, how did you build that? Like, what is it? Just from learning marketing in the corporate world? Is from your graphic design in school and college, or
pieces of it. I had some help starting Aunt Laurie from different companies and different people that I've met that gave me some of that guidance, and then I studied up on it, and I applied what I'm kind of. If you're going to help me do something, I'm kind of a person that will take that to heart and apply it.
Right.
And then I just expanded on it, and the more I learned about it, the more I learned that it's a very serious thing, branding, because it's your reputation, whether it's personal or professional. So even when I'm out, yesterday I was in 2 different places doing something completely not outside of Aunt Laurie. It wasn't, and they're like, Aunt Laurie. And I'm like, yes, because I had my badge on, I had my purple on. I was at one of your luncheons 2 years ago. You're going to do that. So it's part of you, and you're on stage basically, no matter where I'm at. You have to have your wits about you. But it's by design. Yeah, it's a science. Whether it's your logo, your branding, your website, your social media, there's a pattern, and if there's one word, consistency. You need to be consistent. If all of a sudden Trapper was wearing green, Trapper the Wonder Dog had green on, and I'm selling shoes, people are going to go, what's up with Aunt Laurie? I thought she's gift baskets with purple. And so if you're going to transition to green as your branding, that takes a ton of money and so you don't confuse your people, your customers. But yeah, it's pieces though, and I've taken classes and I learn away, and you just build that. So it's building block, if you will. But consistent. You got to be consistent. Yeah.
Is there a difference between branding and marketing?
Branding is a subset of marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my view on it.
Okay.
Advertising, marketing, branding. But your branding is when you go to market your business, your brand is your culture, your color, your characteristics. It's your reputation. So Aunt Laurie, what I work on is we're kind, we're genuine, we're happy, we're involved in the community, we're gentle, but we have high quality. So that's the whole thing, and that's what I market. Yeah. So social media, all of that's helping people. We're very genuine, kind. So in social media, I'll sell 80%. I'm building brand, 20% I'm selling. So brand. Oh, by the way, if you need a gift, here's a cool gift, and then I go back to brand.
And culture is a huge part of it too. He mentioned culture and building a brand is a part of it. But I didn't realize how important it was until so recently I got an extra job because I had an extra kid. So, just on the side, but like I applied to a bunch of different places, went to 2 interviews. One culture was just terrible because the moment I pulled into the parking lot, you know, like it was a terrible energy. Like people didn't want to be there. I walked in and the lady behind the counter that introduced herself to me was just not nice and really quiet. And everybody seemed like they were looking over their shoulders, you know?
Yes.
And then I went to another interview at Target and everybody was welcoming. I actually brought my daughter to like a drug test. Yeah. And they were like grabbing her, holding her. It was a completely different feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can feel that. When I used to be in corporate, pieces of this customer satisfaction and branding came from my corporate. And I would teach, I did the internship program, and I would go on campus to the colleges and help them write their resumes and teach them interview skills. And one of the things is when you walk in, pay attention and be cordial and be polite. And because you don't know who you're sitting next to, that person at the front desk could be the president of the company. So you have to build relationship, but you have to be conscious. Maybe this brand, this company, this culture isn't fit for me.
That's right.
So it's a two-way thing, but it's very important. Very, very important. Yeah.
And I feel that whenever I go to your events, you know, it's a culture that you bring there. Like everybody's really giving, everybody's really friendly, everybody's happy.
Good.
At your events.
Good.
And it's a spirit of help and assistance and connection.
Yes.
At your events.
Well, good. Thank you.
And that comes from you.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole point of that is we got to help one another. You know, we all go through times and things, but we have to, when you're there, you can practice, you can meet new friends, you can practice your 30-second elevator, whatever it is, but it's a comfortable environment. And so good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll round it up. Thank you, Laurie. I appreciate
you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. As always, anytime you want to come back.
I will. I'll be here next week. What time? No.
All right. Well, thank you. Again, how can people reach you and sign up for the events?
Well, for Aunt Laurie, it's auntlauries.com. So it's AUNTLAURIES, like Sam.com. And that's where you can send awesome custom gifts made by people with disabilities. We ship all around the country. If you want to attend a Lowcountry Lady Luncheon, that is on eventbrite.com. Make sure you pick the November 2019 because there's some of the older ones are still there. You got to grab the November one. Or Thrive, which is coming up in a couple weeks on the Hilton Head Chamber website under events, and you'll find Thrive.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Everybody out there listening, thank you for being a part of the show and listening with us today. As always, be the change you want to see in the world. Go out there and do something impactful. You don't have to have $1 billion to change the world. You can just go down the road and tell somebody you love them.
Amen.
So I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Peace.